Breakfast, one of the most important meals of the day, and Consumer Reports has released their list for best cereal and yogurt options, and those are two of the most popular breakfast items. They're both healthy, they're both flavorful, and so much more. And Deputy Health and Food Content Editor Tricia Calvo joins us to find out what cereals and yogurts came out on top. Now, what I want to know first, Tricia, is what were you looking for? How did you test, and was it delicious?
We were really looking for cereals and yogurts that had a good combination of taste and nutrition, and that's what we based our scores on, because if something is good for you but it doesn't taste good, you're not going to eat it. And we were lucky. We found a lot of really good combination cereals and yogurts.
Perfect. Well, I start my morning every day with a bowl of cereal, so what I want to know is who came on top when it comes to cereals?
When it comes to cereal, the first product on top was Bob's Red Mill Old Country Style Muesli, which is a combination of raw oats and dried fruit. It's really delicious. You can eat it hot or cold, and it's very good for you. 4 grams of fiber, 110 calories a serving.
Now, what was the rest of the items on the list, if you have time to tell us?
We also had Kind Vanilla Blueberry Clusters with flax seeds, and that's a granola. That's a great one. You've got 5 grams of fiber. It's relatively low in sugar. And the old standby Cheerios, the original Cheerios, 100 calories, 3 grams of fiber, very low in sugar, just 1 gram. And if you like your cereal a little sweeter, Cheerios Multigrain has 3 grams of fiber, about 6 grams of sugar, which isn't too bad. And then rounding out our top 5 is Post Grape Nuts, the original one. That's got that great crunch, but if you don't like the crunch, if you put it in a little milk, it softens and it's got a really nice texture. And that's got a lot of fiber, 9 grams.
Wow, 9 grams of fiber. Now, I'm glad to see that there were old standbys there. I'm also wondering, did you do any cost comparison to see maybe what cereals are the best bang for your buck if you're looking for, say, fiber or different things like that?
Yes, I mean, most of the cereals that we tested came out to about 30 cents or so per serving, which really is a bargain. You know, some cereals are more expensive than others. Obviously, the ones that are more specialty, like the Kind cereals, a little bit more expensive. But oftentimes you get a lot of these cereals go on sale very often in the supermarket. So if you keep an eye out on sales and stock up on your favorites, that's a great way to save money and boost your nutrition.
Now, the other thing that you did was an emerging favorite. It's Greek yogurt. Everybody's doing Greek yogurt these days, but we don't know which kind to pick, store brand, generic, or what. What'd you come up with in your research for yogurt?
We tested Greek yogurts and regular yogurts, and for the Greek yogurts, our top yogurt was Fage Total 2%, and that's a plain yogurt. We only looked at plain yogurts and vanilla ones this time. The Fage Total 2% has 170 calories, 23 grams of protein, great source of calcium, as most yogurts are. And then for the vanilla brand, there was a full-fat yogurt called Wallabies Organic Vanilla. And that one has a little bit more calories, a little bit more fat, but it still has 10 grams of protein, and it's very dessert-like. It can also be eaten as a dessert.
Now, so many people, they get up and they go in the morning, but when you're in the grocery store and you're looking, what should we be looking for when we're on the ingredients or at the grocery store? What should we be looking for in a yogurt?
For a yogurt, you want something that's got 20 grams or less of sugar, and you want something that has at least 15% of the daily value for calcium. Those are the really important parameters to look at. You also might want to, if you're concerned about protein, and protein's great in the morning, you might want to look for something that's a little bit higher in protein, and if protein's important to you, Greek yogurts are going to give you more.
Now, lastly, we're in a get up and go society, but you have some tips for us, reasons why it's so important that we eat breakfast, if you wouldn't mind sharing a couple of those with us.
People who eat breakfast tend to have healthier habits overall, but then there's also seems to be something particularly helpful about breakfast to your health. It can lower the risk of type 2 diabetes. It can make your heart healthier. It's a place where people get a lot of fiber in the morning, and fiber is something that people don't get enough of, and it can be harder for people to get fiber later on in the day. So here's a really great opportunity. One thing that you want to do, though, is you want to make sure that your breakfast has protein, because protein helps keep you full, and that will prevent snacking later on in the day.
Well, it's the most important meal of the day, and these are some important tips. And if people out there want a complete list of Consumer Reports' best cereal and yogurt options, just visit us online.